At this time, I'm going to turn the helm over to Vice Chair Davis to chair over the over the committee reports. Vice Chair Davis.
Thank you, Chair. And I'm going to turn the time over to Chair Moss to report out on our Finance Committee.
Thank you, Chair, Vice Chair Davis. First item, I'm sorry, let me pull up here. We've got action item number 11.2, Cambium Assessment Incorporated options. And the committee's recommended action coming out of committee is that the board approve executing the cost options 2A, Spanish Transadaptive Item Development and Delivery, 4B, Writing Prompt Development in all grades, 4D, Short Answer Development for all grades, 5, System Functionality for remote testing, and item development contained in the CAI cost proposal and contract. I also have, however, a motion to commit back to committee for further consideration of the development of writing prompts. So that is the motion and then amendment to the motion.
Thank you.
So a second on the amendment.
Chair Huntsman, do we need to vote on the amendment separately, or can we vote on it as a whole package?
No, yet. So coming out of committee, there will be a motion go for the full board. The chair of the finance is proposing an amendment that it goes back, and I'll second it. Then you vote on the amendment.
Okay. We have a motion on
and vote again. So it's
okay.
Two votes to get it out.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to amend the motion, and the motion to amend is to commit to send the cost options contained in the CAI cost proposal and contract back to the Finance Committee for further discussion. Seeing no.
There's discussion. You've got a couple hands. For one, Member Norton.
Member Norton, I apologize, please.
Not a problem. I'm sure it will come not as a surprise to many that I have concerns with this cost proposal and contract, as it does bring about additional testing, especially to our young students. So that is one of the reasons that I recommend that this goes back to the Finance Committee to discuss further.
Okay, great. And Chair Moss?
Just clarification, I referenced the writing prompt. It was actually the short answer portion, I believe, that prompted this reference, although it would not be limited to that. That was the impetus for the motion to recommit. Thanks.
So do we have the writing? Is that correct now on the writing maker of the amendment?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. We have a motion to commit the cost options contained in the CAI cost proposal and contract back to the Finance Committee for further discussion. Those in favor, please vote. Well, everybody please vote. The motion passes and it looks like it is unanimous. I will just ask as we go through these, the other two chairs to stop me if I get something wrong. If I see something wrong, I won't ask you every time. So we'll go back to the motion. Yes, Chair Huntsman.
Oh, go ahead. You're going back to the original motion as amended.
Yes. So we have a motion on the floor, which is that the board approved executing the cost options 2A, Spanish Transadaptive Item Development and Delivery, 4B, Writing Prompt Development in all grades, 4D, Short Answer Development for all grades, 5, System Functionality for remote testing and item development contained in the CAI cost proposal and contract as amended. Any discussion to the motion? Sorry, it takes me a second. Seeing none, please vote. Oh, sorry, Kristen Norton, please speak. You're muted.
So I need to have this clarified. I thought we just voted to send this back to the finance committee.
So it,
So maybe I need to understand what we're doing, voting on that amendment.
so that the amendment, can I help?
Mhm.
The amendment is there's a motion moving forward. Now it's to stop that and send it back to committee, or you could make a motion to commit to committee.
So Chair, if we vote on this as amended, it would do the same thing as the amendment just did, correct? It would still send it back to committee.
It's all of it goes back to committee. Yeah, so we're still,
If people vote yes, right now, this whole thing goes back to committee,
that is correct.
okay?
Thank you.
Seeing no other hands, please vote. That passes unanimously. Chair Moss.
Thank you, Vice Chair. On to action item number 11.3. This relates to the
Point of
school-
order. Did you get more Board Member Klein as a no?
Oh. I didn't see a red X anywhere in my participants. Thank you.
Sorry, that was supposed to be a yes. Otherwise, I would have made
Thank
us
you.
think about it.
Thank you. Chair Moss.
Okay, thanks. 11.3 relates to school trust lands and funds. Recommended action from committee is that the board approves updates to board resolution number 2022-02.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor that the board approves updates to board resolution 2022-02. Any discussion to the motion? I have one hand. Janet Cannon.
Yes, I just looked over this to see what the amendments were, and the one that really popped out at me is that the trust and Sitla and Sitfo have now grown the trust to over $3 billion that is there supporting our school children. And I just think that's so commendable and so admirable. I wanted to make note of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Belknap. Seeing no other hands, we have a motion on the floor that the board approves updates to board resolution number 2022-02. Please vote. It appears to me that this passes unanimously.
That's correct.
Chair Moss.
Thank you. Last item is, if I can pull it up here, the adult education carry forward. The committee's recommended action is that the board approves a change to the adult education 21 PLD carry forward spend plan to purchase equipment for adult education programs being developed for the new state prison.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor as stated. Any discussion to the motion? Seeing none. Now, Board Member Klein.
Sorry, I just had a question. It looks like from the reading that we are moving towards getting one-to-one devices for the inmates. Is that correct? Did I read that right? And if so, is there an explanation behind that?
Vice Chair, I can address part of that.
Please.
It is a reallocation of monies that were directed to Salt Lake District. So I don't know if it goes entirely to a one-to-one basis. We might need to ask Director Patton to fill that in, but it is a reallocation by the district of monies already given to them. And they have decided that given the transfer of the prison, they have other ways that they'd like to ensure that they make effective outreach. So if any further details, I'd have to defer to Director Patton if she's with us.
Board Member Klein, do you need additional information?
If someone can give more information, that would be great.
Okay, do we have Director Patton with us?
Yeah, I am. This is Stephanie Patton, State Adult Education Director. So, yeah, right now we don't have, it's a new prison. So this is like just the first of many funds that will be spent to provide the necessary technology for the programs that will be in the new prison. I think the director has of that specific program, right, has an eye towards having one-to-one technology for the students that are in the prison, but this would just be a step towards that direction. It's really just getting enough to start that program, if that makes sense.
Thank you. Board Member Earl?
Yeah, and my question, I guess I just don't know, I'm not familiar with this, but do we help until they have a degree, like a high school diploma, a GED, or is it, we're not continuing after that, right? That takes, higher ed would take on that or whatever. Is that accurate?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
To qualify for adult education, once you've achieved a high school diploma and your basic skills are, above a 9th grade level, you are no longer eligible for adult education. So then we do pass them on to whatever higher education opportunities are available.
So this is just that basic, get you the high school diploma area, and then from there. Okay. I was just wondering our relationship.
Thank you. Seeing no other hands, we have a motion on the floor that the board approves the change to the adult education 21 PLD carry forward spend plan to purchase equipment for adult education programs being developed for the new state prison. Please vote. I am showing that passes unanimously. Thank you, Chair Moss.